Greetings and welcome back to Elden Ring. My name is Sirius and this is my semi-blind lore-based walkthrough. Our first objective is to get the map, which we haven't gotten in the last episode, even though I totally wanted to do that in the first episode. But, you know, sometimes you get sidetracked and you forget. So we're gonna grab it today. And we'll think about what we do afterwards. I don't like scripting these videos. I like to just take my time and explore, and hopefully, I'm just hoping that I will come across something new, you know? I don't know if I will come across anything new, but I just hope. Sorry for the delay, I'm just grabbing something to drink real quick. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm hoping to find something new. Alright. Okay. I don't think we really need to go through the hassle of killing all the guys. Let's just kill the ones that are on the way. Can't seem to be getting any backstabs for some reason. But, oh well. Okay, so the map is in this camp. We're gonna clear probably most of the camp. And maybe have a look around. One thing I want to point your attention to is that these soldiers wear uniform, and that's really important to note. Well, you might ask, why is it important? Obviously they are wearing uniform, but it's actually not so obvious. See, if you think about historical periods and all that, it was actually only armies that were universally the same, you know, that had any type of recognition. You know, most people just wore whatever armor they could get their hands on, and it often didn't look very similar. And if you consider in the Elden Ring lore, actually that's not facts, that's not 100% facts, but it's just something that I think makes sense. That, you know, not every person in armor basically, you know, went around, you know, in like a standard, you know, standardized armor was something that was, well, for the army only, for the personal guards and everything. And so the fact that we find soldiers here, which are obviously in standardized armor, is actually very interesting to me. Because it means that there is a level of organization here, you know? Considering that we are after something called the Shattering, which shattered the entire realm, it is interesting, though, to see that there's still structure, you know? There's still someone, at least, you know, who has power over so many people, that, you know, there are people who have standardized armor. Alright, we get the flail. I don't actually think I've read the item description on the flail. So let's go ahead. Weapon consisting of a bludgeoning head attached to a handle by a chain. The iron ball is spiked and induces blood loss. Blows from this weapon cannot be parried. The charge attack whirls the iron ball around for increased force before striking. Alright, so it's a generic weapon. There's absolutely nothing about this weapon that's special, you know, in like a lore perspective. But yeah, it's actually, you know, like, interesting to me, you know, like the whole, you know, coats thing, you know, the fact that these soldiers are wearing their coats. Because of basically the item description of the next item we are about to be picking up. We're just gonna wait for this guy. See this guy back there who's walking? He has a horn, so he's gonna basically call everyone over if we alert him. And that's actually pretty decent game design, almost, because usually this guy, you know, this guy here should have a horn because he's on the outside, right? You should have one guy over here and then another guy over there. But preferably you'd want to have one guy standing here, right? Looking that way, the way he was looking, right? But you want to have another guy standing right here. If you're trying to secure a place, this is how you want to set it up, because then no one can get past unless they kill both at the same time, right? Like, yeah, sure, they can kill both at the same time, and then they can take them out. But having, you know, your whistleblower patrolling in the middle of the camp, where he's unlikely to really catch anyone going into the camp, it's not really very sufficient. You know, it would be more sufficient to have your whistleblower in front. You know, maybe two. But I'm just rambling. It really has nothing to do with the game. What has something to do with the game is the sword. Let's read that item description. It's a well-crafted straight sword with an illustrious design wielded by regulars of a lord's army. Though blackened and damaged by years of use, it appears to have otherwise been kept in a serviceable condition, despite the soldiers having long since lost their minds. And that is the reason why I brought up the arms codes. Because it is very obvious that this is some lord's army, because only a lord's army would have the organization necessary in order to have arms in the first place. And it's also very interesting that it is said that the soldiers have lost their mind. So very interesting here, because you can tell, you can really tell that these soldiers, they're not humans. I mean, they are humans, but they don't act like humans. They act more like beasts, right? They grunt and scream and yell, and just overall they are just puppets, really, controlled by some influence over them, and it's hard to tell where this influence comes from. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We've got a dog on the ground and a guy standing by the dog, and we also got another guy patrolling with a dog. So I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna shoot the dog. And then shoot the guy. Oh wait, he has a hammer. We don't want to block that. I did not expect that he would be so fast with it, to be honest. Also, I seem to have been kind of like staggered. I was playing that really bad. Honestly, my bad. The thing that happened is that I kind of forgot that you can't roll while you're not pressing the move button. You know, while you're not going in a direction, you can't roll. You basically just backstab. It should have worked, but I don't know. Somehow the input I had some input delay for some reason or something. It was funny. It was weird. It was kind of weird. Oh no, we're having invisible enemies again. I thought that I fixed that issue. This is so awkward. The invisible enemy bug is literally so awkward. I can't seem to be dealing well with the hammer guys. Honestly though, it seems relatively safe to be blocking them. Let's just get rid of a dog real quick. But yeah, I thought I had gotten rid of the invisible enemy bug. You know, ever since I changed my graphic settings, it was gone. But it's back, and I don't like that. I mean, I've put everything on low, you know, everything, but still having issues. I mean, it's to be expected. I've built my PC when I was, God, how old was I? I was still living with my dad back then, so I think I was around, it must have been like 10 years by now. Yeah, it must have been around 10 years. Okay, we got a perfect opportunity here. Because this guy is walking away, and yeah. Alright, so we're gonna dip down here. And just open this wee door here. So back to the topic of my PC. I've actually built it 10 years ago. Can you believe that? You know, that it's been with me for 10 years. And I've built it myself. I've upgraded the graphic card, and I've upgraded the hard drive. Because it was being too slow. Like the read speed on my hard drive was being too slow, so I had to upgrade it. But I have never upgraded the processor, and I've never upgraded the RAM. It kind of goes to show how technology from 10 years ago is holding up. And I'm mentioning this because a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, he built a PC. I think he said like last year or so is when he built his PC, and it's already broken. Like it's already damaged. Like he's already had to replace parts because they were broken. Look at that timing. We did that perfectly. Anyway, here's the map. We're luring this guy. It's good. Come on, mate. Come on. You know when you want a piece of this. We're gonna have to be a little bit careful here. I actually don't know if I can beat this guy without any healing. But you know what? We're just gonna be cheesy. I mean, heck, why not? I'm trying to get a backstab on him. Oh. Even with the wolves, he almost kills me. And I don't know why, but I feel like I'm having... Oh, we got the shield. Okay. Okay. We got 2 shields that we can look at real quick. Also, love the rain. The rain feels amazing. It's nice and trickly, you know, it's not too heavy. It's very nice. I'm kind of glad that we managed to kill him though. I don't know what's happening with my controller. Like I feel like I'm having input delays. But it's nice that we were able to defeat him, because now we can have a look around this camp and see if it holds any other secrets. I don't think so. I think this is very generic as far as camp goes. I mean, you have your standards, but they're obviously very tattered. It, you know, like, once again, it does feel like, you know, things are kind of kept in like a working order. And I'm just trying to see if there's like any places for the guards to sleep. So this is obviously, this is kind of like storage. What I'm trying to find is like sleeping quarters, and I'm not sure if maybe they sleep underneath there, but there's like no beds or anything. So that makes me believe that perhaps they don't sleep anymore. Maybe. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be really anything about this that really sticks out. I mean, yeah, the whole place obviously sticks out a little bit, you know, because it's like this ruined, abandoned village which is in front of the gate leading up to the castle. You know, this makes a lot of sense, right? You have a castle, and kind of like where the lords would live, and you know, like the biggest line of defense, you know, like outer defense, like this is not actually, you know, like the castle. Like you can see there's like the gate that leads into the general area of, you know, like the castle, you know, and this is the actual castle, right? You have like a moat basically, almost, you know. This is a moat. It basically functions like a moat almost. I mean, you have a bridge going across it. Kind of interesting how the moat does not actually, you know, like continue over here, you know. It's very curious, because if you have a moat, you'd want to have it extend past your main access route, you know, but instead they basically have like a gate and then another gate, and you can kind of see the guard towers, right? This and that. You have like your guard towers, and it's a very nicely defended tower, because you have like this wall. And yeah, I'm definitely getting, like, even when I'm moving around in this map, there's a little bit of delay sometimes. I don't know what's causing this. But yeah, you know, it would be very typical to have a village outside from where the castle lies. And now it could also make sense to have a village like maybe in this region over here, but it actually isn't so unusual to have a village that lies in front of the main gate leading up to the whole castle complex, you know, because this is specifically still, you know, like the lord's land. You know, lords would often have lands of their own where they hunt or ride their horses and stuff, and it's not actually a place that commoners may access. So yeah, very interesting how there's all that going on. One thing I find peculiar though is how you have these 2 guard towers over here, right? But you don't really seem to be having any form of fortification down over here at this bridge. So basically it's possible to just walk right up here, you know. Kind of makes you wonder if, you know, like there was any significance to maybe having the guard towers over here. Was there any maybe rivalry between lands down here and lands up there? Because it doesn't seem like, you know, there's like the same level of defense being put over here. If you look down at this bridge, you can kind of see some things that may be guard towers. I've walked through that bridge, so I know it's very heavily fortified. I don't really know much about this bridge. I will... No, wait, I do know. It's not fortified at all. And yeah, that's peculiar. But yeah, this village is, you know, it makes sense. It's not anything out of the ordinary, to be honest. It also makes a lot of sense that the army would make it their base of operations, or maybe like a camp. You know, it's very usual, even if you think about like World War II, World War III and stuff. You know, like villages would get abandoned over the war, or maybe get damaged, but the structures still provide cover. You know, it's still possible to take cover behind this from, you know, in World War II senses, from tank fire or from enemy rifles. But in terms of medieval times, it would still provide cover from arrows. It would still have a tactical advantage, and you can use part of the leftover structures in your camp. So this place to me feels very well done, very well crafted. I find it interesting that there's no sleeping quarters, but we already established that these soldiers have lost their minds, so I guess it's safe to say that they don't really require beds. Perhaps they just never sleep, or perhaps they sleep sitting down. Who knows, really? I do want to look at these shields that we've gotten. So we've got 2 shields here. We've got the Lord Swans shield, which is the regular army shield. Wooden tower shield, lightweight for a great shield and easy to handle. Commonly used in the shattering. Great shields boasts high damage negation and guard capacity, making enemy attacks easy to repel. And you've got shield bash on this, which is one of my favorite moves in video games. If you're able to bash with your shield, maybe stun your enemy, maybe just stagger them, it's a very good move. Now this other shield here is quite a bit fancier. Metal great shield coated with gold, carried by knights loyal to Godric. The red tinge in the gold code mirrors the primordial matter that became the Earth Tree, the color of homeward yearning. No skill. So, if we take a look at these now, this is not a 100% damage reduction shield. It weighs 10, which is quite heavy, but then this weighs 17.5, which would put us at heavy load. Both of these shields put us at heavy load. I do like the idea of a great shield and spear build, though. But yeah, this is very... Oh, we need a lot of strength though for this shield. 36, yeah, that's a lot. But yeah, I do like the idea of a great shield. It's just not something that we can do right now. I kind of want his spear too, though, so perhaps at some point I will actually farm him. There's something I want to check out over there, but we are going to actually rest at the campfire before we head there. And I guess we're gonna pass time. Maybe we can level up too. Let's see. Level up. Alright, we can level up. Maybe twice? Let's see. So what do we want to level up? Do we want to increase our strength by 2, giving us more damage? I think that makes sense. Getting up to 16 strength seems like a good thing. We could also just go 16 vigor and 15 strength. We obviously we will want to increase our endurance, we will want to increase our vigor, we will want to increase our strength. There's many things we want to increase right now, but I think currently Strength and vigor is what we should focus on more over the other stats, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to, okay, so we have higher item discovery right now. I wonder, I don't actually know how long it lasts. Oh, woof. But yeah, we do have higher item discovery. So I want to see if I can maybe get the spear. Maybe we're gonna get lucky. I'm kind of feeling a bit lucky. Surprised he's really just targeting me over the walls. Like I can't seem to be getting any backstabs on him. Wow, I called it. Oh man. That feels amazing. Honestly, when you're able to call things like that, that's just sweet. Wow, I called it. All right. Pastime until morning. Let's just go morning here. I don't know. I do like the nights in Elden Ring. I find them very satisfying, but I kind of feel like you can see a little bit better on YouTube when it's daytime. Anyway, let's look at this spear. Spear, pierce, impaling thrust. Impaling thrust. Skill that lets piercing armaments overcome enemy shields. Build power, then lunge forward for a strong thrust that pierces an enemy's guard. Spear with a wide tip. In addition to its thrusting attacks, this highly versatile weapon can be swung to sweep through foes. I really like this. We are obviously instantly switching to this. It's a bit heavy. But then again, our armor is also very heavy. Like, if you look at our armor, it is very heavy. You know, like, our armor is actually pretty heavy. We haven't really gotten any drops, though, in this in this playthrough so far. Like, we haven't gotten any drops. Anyway, let's look at this moveset. So we've got stab, which is amazing, and we got a swing. Okay, yeah, this feels great. Let's see the running attack. Okay, the running attack is also pretty cool. See the roll attack. Jumping attack? Oh, okay, that's nice. Oh, stab down, okay. I like this, but I don't like this. So we're gonna have to try and fix that. So the way we can probably fix that is, yeah, just take your gloves off. I mean, honestly, this is like a move that is very common for people to do. The great thing about a spear is this. And yeah, you might say, oh, well, it's the coward's way of playing. It's just a different playstyle, mate. Like, seriously, if you think that playing with a great shield and a spear is cowardly, it's just a different way of playing. There's nothing cowardly about using ashes, using magic, using shields and spears.
Oi! You there! Help us.
So we will obviously want to increase our endurance, because we can block an attack, and obviously we can do a lot of, you know, poking from behind our shield. Oh, and the range! Look at the range. Yeah, I love this. But we're gonna need a lot of endurance. You know, we're definitely gonna be building a lot of endurance on this character. Because yeah, it's gonna be so great if we can just block and attack, you know, and just keep blocking and attacking. That is, yeah, I love that playstyle. It's
Why won't
it's like
anyone
a
look me in the
phalanx-ish
eye? I'm not
playstyle.
that ugly, am I?
And I'm just ignoring this guy, but let's stick around a little bit and just listen for a few seconds. I'm not sure why that item is there. So this guy seems to be invisible.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully?
I've tried attacking him before, but couldn't ever really
Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you
hitting
can't
him,
see
you know,
me.
like I could never really hit him, so yeah. There's that.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
Alright, let's look at the map. So, I'm kind of thinking we're gonna cross the bridge and, should we though? I'm actually, you know, like I'm not certain about, you know, the order of what we should do. There's obviously, you know, this down there too. Let's put a marker down there. I think we get like a talisman down there. I don't remember. But it's like, I don't think this region over here is really worth it for us.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
You know what? I'm thinking we're gonna do this cave. We've already discovered it, so let's just do this one. As far as I remember, this is not a very hard one. But it certainly, you know what, I totally forgot we are out of arrows, and I might actually want some arrows for this fight. Oh, so let's actually see if we can, wow, my god, get your buttons in order. So we can't really craft any, and I'm also going to do a lot less farming, I think, this run, and instead I will be buying arrows. I'm not sure if I explained it in the last episode, but you know, you can argue that, you know, like if you're playing the game, you might want to level up as quickly as possible, you know, to, you know, and then buying these arrows, obviously, you know, we're spending almost a level up here on 39 arrows. You can argue that, you know, it's maybe a waste of runes, but hear me out. Once you get to around like level 20, 30 or so, you know, like even right now, even as I am right now, I can actually go ahead and do a farm run, you know. It may take me a while to take down the enemies that I would be facing, because they're a little bit, you know, like harder to kill for me, but I can guard, you know, attack, like I can guard counter and maybe stagger them, and then I can get, you know, all sorts of things, you know, I can maybe use bombs, you know, there's all kinds of things that I can be doing to still take them down, even though I'm only level 11. You know, you can go there right now, take down those enemies, and one of them gives you 1,300, no, 1,000 and something. So if you just kill one of them, that's, what, 40 arrows, I think? And it really doesn't take a long time, so yeah. Anyway, let's talk to this guy. He seems to be having dialogue for us.
There are others of my people who yet survive in these lands. If the mood takes you and you meet one, then offer them some trade, won't you? My people, Wanderers all have long been spurned by the grace of gold, which is why we cannot settle, but instead are forced into this pitiful, unceasing journey. But thanks to that, things are not so different for us now, though the Elden Ring is shattered. I think this makes us kindred spirits of sorts. Your people, the Tarnished, and mine. Perhaps you don't need to hear this, but see that no harm comes to my kin. We have a saying, we wanderers. Lament not your solitude. Expect no sympathy, no regard, nothing. But if anyone dares harm us, show them no mercy. That is our code, so to speak. Just the way we are, deeply unforgiving.
All right.
Bye for now.
Let's actually see if we can... Yes, we could. We could upgrade the spear, and I think we're gonna do that. We're just gonna have to see if we can sell something real quick. You know, I'm probably going to sell this... Wait, I have two? How do I have two? Did I get a second drop the second time I killed him? Well, in that case, let's just sell it. Let's sell that too. We can probably... we don't have any bolts. I'm gonna sell the helmet as well. I mean, obviously in the long run I want one of every armor sets, you know, on this character. But it's not important that I keep one helmet at the beginning of the game.
Goodbye.
Like, seriously, it's not. It's way more important that I strengthen this armament. There we go. Now the partisan is at rank 1. I've actually wanted this in my other playthrough, and I haven't gotten the drop. But then again, I never really farmed for it either, so there's that. Alright, now let's see what we can do here. I maybe should have upgraded the bow. Although we're probably going to switch to a different bow before long. The short bow does have its advantages though. Alright, so there is dogs in here. And I'm actually not sure if we can pull them individually, even though they are kind of like stacked like that. Oh. Let's switch our inventory around. There we go. Put those there. I had an input delay there again. Come on, hit me. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the input delays today, but oh well. Okay, so there's another dog back there. But it's just great because did you see that I was hit at the same time as I was stabbing, and still I didn't take any damage because it's just OP. Spear is just a great way of playing. As far as I'm concerned, it's very strong. But you do need the endurance to back it up, because obviously, you know, blocking takes endurance, and if you're not dodging but you're blocking, you know, some enemies, they can hit very, very hard, and you don't want to have your guard broken constantly. You want to have at least enough endurance so that you can make sure that you can block and attack at least, you know, at least once. My god, okay. Guess we're gonna get another try at this one. Let's upgrade the bow. Let's go and upgrade the bow. Honestly, sometimes this just happens, and I was thinking I'd be fine, you know, I'd be fine. I can deal with this. Okay, let's go upgrade the bow. Button. See, sometimes you get in a situation like this where you have multiple enemies pile up on you and you're like, ah, what am I gonna do? Sometimes it's better to just run away if you don't want to die. We need 170. We should have that. There we go. Let's just upgrade this. I mean, honestly, you don't need to be very sparse. One thing that I've wondered is upgrading a shield it just seems to only really be increasing its physical attack. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could also increase the guard on shields? Like, just hear me out, like, just from a gameplay perspective, I don't feel like there's any real reason to upgrade a shield. But wouldn't it be cool if you could get a shield and it doesn't block that much, and then you can just upgrade it and upgrade it and upgrade it, you know? It would also be kind of cool if at the beginning of the game, you know, no shield is 100% physical. But then again, that would kind of ruin a lot of playstyles, so eh. But it would be cool if perhaps your shielding could maybe relate to like your strength and endurance. I don't know. I feel though that it's a very difficult subject, you know, because even I can't think of any way I would change that. You know, what would I do so upgrading a shield would make it worth it? I suppose, you know, if you look at a shield, the guard boost, I suppose, maybe that could be increased, and perhaps, you know, the, you know, non-physical aspects of it could be affected perhaps by upgrading it. Maybe if you have shield block, a shield bash, that could be something. Yeah, perhaps shield bashing, you know, the damage from shield bashing, maybe that could be increased. Okay, awkward. Okay, there you go. But I don't think I need to explain just why this is kind of like a little bit, I don't want to say broken, because nothing is broken. Everything is kind of balanced, you know. Obviously, you're gonna give up a little bit of attack power. You're obviously going to be giving up attack power. So where did those dogs come from? One is over there. But it was attacked by 2, so... But yeah, being able to... Oh, it was this one. Being able to block and attack at the same time, you know, it makes a lot of these small enemies way less annoying. Specifically if you're only up against one of them at a time, yeah, it's nice. You know, it's nice being able to just block and attack at the same time. It's very turtly, you know, like it's a phalanx playstyle, obviously. But yeah, it has its downsides because obviously you will need more endurance. Well, you can also go with not so much endurance, but it obviously does pay off to have more. Alright, so I don't actually remember... But yeah, see that? He sliced through my endurance like crazy. Like I can take 2 of those, right? So I need more endurance so that I can take more hits. You know, I can block more hits. But yeah, we can get, you know, like a solid hit in there. We just gotta be careful because once our guard breaks, we are very vulnerable because we are gonna be low endurance. Every attack obviously, you know, takes some endurance as well. You know, if you're attacking, you know, and you hit the enemy, it actually, you know, drains your endurance a bit. But, you know, I've had way less struggle with this boss than I did with my sword character. Because on my sword character, I wasn't able to just get damage in while blocking. Something just feels slow about the game today. Anyway, let's analyze this place because, like I said, this is a lore-based playthrough, so we're going to pay attention to everything around us. So one thing you can see is that there's dead guards in here. And you also have some structures. Now, was this a camp for Godric guards? Or was this a camp of beastmen and the Godric guards were basically just dragged here as food? You can see human skulls, so it seems obvious that the dogs and obviously this beast man that we just kind of sad that his body isn't around anymore. It's, you know, I kind of want to say that maybe this was a guard post and then these beastmen and dogs did make it their home. I'm trying to find evidence about wherever it was. Ah! Ah! Come on, damn dog. Seriously. I got so spooked. I was like, wait, did all the enemies respawn? Fuck. No. Okay, yeah, so there was an item. I was kind of just thinking, oh, is there anything back there? This looks like something would be back there. Wait, I'm trying to find evidence on this, but I do have some maybe like sleeping area here. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I want to say this was a place. This dog is just he's having fun on his own while dead. This was a place, you know, where they kept, you know, some things on storage, slept in, stuff like that. You have a fire at the entrance, which would, you know, suggest, you know, like a guard would be posted here. Let's see if we can find a corpse. No, no. But yeah, a guard would obviously be posted out here, you know, sitting here, you know, with some barrels and stuff like that. But it seems that they were drove out by the Beastman, and perhaps they are even fighting them. This guy looks to be investigating, and this guy, you know, like who's a bit further away, let's just, you know, look real quick. Back there seems to be investigating as well. So it definitely seems like they are... My range issues. I thought I had more range, but oh well, maybe I don't. Oh yeah, they are obviously investigating. There seems to be destruction going on. Oh, come on. I'm wondering if I do more damage if I don't have my shield up. Yeah, as you can see, that's like the downside of it that I was speaking of. Like, even if your damage without blocking is relatively high, you are sacrificing some damage by blocking. But it gives you a tactical advantage, you know. If you can make sure that you're not hit and you get hits off, you will eventually win, right? Even with a lower damage output. So you sacrifice damage for tactical advantage. You know, because I don't need to worry that I will take damage. I will not take damage. I know for a fact, as long as I'm holding my shield up and it's just physical attacks, I will not be taking any damage whatsoever, and I will eventually win the encounter. If sheep are just on the way, yeah, we're gonna kill them. Eventually, maybe we can make a couple arrows, but, you know, I'm not concerned about crafting arrows this time around. I feel like I wasted a lot of time in my other playthrough just farming materials. I find it a very interesting aspect of the game, but I don't think that it gets enough focus, you know, because you can just, like, you can craft things, right? You can craft arrows, but they are weaker than the arrows you can buy, and buying arrows is honestly not really that big of a hurdle. We might want a few of these. Well, actually not the ones with a string. We might want a few of these, so we're gonna have to farm some sunflowers. Anyway, I want to be leveling up right now. And definitely gonna go a point into endurance here. And you know, I kind of want to see if with a spear and shield setup, right, we can take this guy. Also wondering if the wolves are gonna give us maybe a bit of an edge here. I'm actually not sure. I'm gonna try and fight him up here because I don't know if down there our wolves might disappear. But yeah, see, I'm not really all that scared of him this time around. Oh wow, did I not block that? I thought I blocked that. But yeah, I don't need to be as scared of him. Obviously, it's gonna take me a while. But he still packs a punch. Yeah, so we're still gonna have to be pretty careful. But it seems doable, you know? He kills the dogs relatively quickly. But it does feel doable. Like I really want to know, you know, the implication here, you know, like how this fares versus, you know, the sword character that I was using in my last playthrough. On my sword character, it took me until like a few levels. Need to make sure I... No. No. Ah, my god. Okay, I'm just flailing around at this point. Okay, I'm not judging the range on the spear correctly. My god. Okay, I'm kind of getting irritated with the dogs because they kind of... Wow. Oh, now it's close. I feel like the horse is bashing me a lot less this time around. Ah, okay, didn't get the timing right. So I feel like we kind of do lack the damage to really take him on. And I could probably prolong this fight and win it, but it doesn't seem worth it. Also, yeah, the damage reduction from turtling is significant. I can definitely tell there's the damage reduction, and that is a little annoying. I'm kind of thinking we can level up. Maybe we need to use a soul. But we should be close to a level up at least. No, we can totally level up. So we went endurance last time, so let's go strength this time. Get it to 16, giving us a little bit more damage, and then maybe we go and discover this up there. So let's find a place we can jump. Okay. Yeah, obviously, you know, like there's a lot of different weapons, and each has their ups and downs. Very much got their ups and downs. Guide and Gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. So I'm wondering if you need to activate it, because it says Gatekeeper, right? I wonder if you have to activate it, or if you can also go in without activating it. I know I could be using the horse, but I like being on foot. Maybe that's weird, but I really like being on foot. These guys seem to be digging, and I'm not exactly sure what to make of this. There's a couple of places where you can see guys digging like this. And then they drop rune fragments, which makes me think maybe they are like trying to grab fragments of these runes. I don't know. But what for? I don't know. I totally remember something that I wanted to do. Let me quickly mark that on my map so I don't forget. I think it's... Is it there? Let's just go with this icon. Maybe the, you know what, maybe the diamond is the better icon because it's like a curiosity, right? There we go. Alright, mushrooms. Maybe this is a sign. I don't remember if this dungeon has skeletons. If it has skeletons, obviously we need to go and secure ourselves some sunflowers first. Also, perhaps it wouldn't be such a bad idea to try and get our hands on a golden seed. Let's talk to this guy. A proper death means returning to the Earth Tree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. This doesn't have skeletons, okay. I was about to say this looks like it would have skeletons, but turns out it doesn't. Okay. This guy is acting very weirdly. Like, what was that? Like, he was acting super weird. Root resin. There we go. I'm not actually sure if I can beat this boss. Got a guy up there. We're definitely gonna shoot that dude. See if he's gonna come all the way up here. Yep, he is. I think there's another guy right there. He likes to throw shit at you. Yeah, he likes throwing shit. So this is some kind of crypt. And it's kind of a religious place as well. There's, you know, this whole religion obviously based around the Earth tree and everything. So one thing that I didn't know for a while is that if you actually shoot these braziers, I guess it's not really a brazier, but if you actually shoot these guys, you deactivate them. So the first time playing, I actually died. And it's crazy because you don't have to die here. Also, I wonder if there's like a secret here. You can also hit them, that'll also make them go down. Yeah, come on. I'm trying to see if like there's anything up there. Okay, but it doesn't seem like there is. I mean, for a moment I thought it looked promising, but maybe, you know, there's like an item or something. But no, there's nothing up there. Is there something back here? You know, there might be some hidden walls some places, and I will look, but I will not go crazy, you know, about hitting like every wall. I think that's like a new game plus thing, you know, like when you go into your new game plus. Oh. When you go into your new game plus, that's when you'll want to do stuff like that. Sometimes when I have lags, it literally messes with, you know, because I did actively press the button for block counter or guard counter, but it didn't happen because I had a lag. So in a way, perhaps also this playstyle, you know, this turtley playstyle is also gonna help me a little bit in overcoming the hardware limitations that I have. I'm pretty certain there's one guy up there and one guy over there. Oh, and another down there. So let's see if we can shoot this guy. So like, I know that taking enemies one by one is a little boring, you know, but in this game, any one enemy can kill you. If they get, you know, like the jump on you, stagger you or something. Yeah, we got an interesting drop there. We can read that in a moment. Anywhere we could maybe go with this. No, we're gonna check real quick for invisible walls. I'm not sure how heavy they went with invisible walls on this game. I feel like invisible walls, I'm not sure. Did they get a little bit less popular since Dark Souls 1? I don't know. Let's go check out. Is it a helmet? It is. It's quite heavy. Head covering made from the large, unaltered head of an impish golem. Resembling a cat, it holds trace amounts of feline intelligence. Very interesting. Interesting that we would be able to get that as a helmet. That's cool. Yeah, I remember that you're here. Yeah, and you're too slow. Down he goes. Alright. Let's pick up a few more of these. I know there's an ambush there, so I'm not gonna be stupid. You're invulnerable while you do the critical hit here, so... Oh, we also got the Hatchet. That's interesting. I'm not sure there's any more in here. Okay. Looks like that was the last. We get another Grave Glove Ward. And we get the Wandering Noble Ashes, which perhaps we're gonna use them in this fight. I still remember that at this point when I was doing this in my last playthrough, I actually didn't know how to summon spirits. Like, I tried it, but I didn't know how. So yeah, you basically just equip them down here. But, you know, right now we're not able to summon them, and I was always, you know, pressing the use button and nothing would happen. I was like, why? But you need to wait for that symbol to appear, you know, on the side of the screen, you know, left side of the screen. That's when you can actually summon. So there's one more guy here. And then we can open the door to the boss room. So I wasn't using spirit summons at this point in the game, so I was dealing with this boss, you know, one-on-one, which you can argue that that's the best experience you're gonna have in the game, you know, challenging yourself and all that. But if you want to see me struggle with this boss, go watch my other playthrough. This playthrough is not that. I'm trying to think if I want to rest, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna rest. There's one imp we're probably gonna have to deal with on our way down to the boss room. That's okay. We can also level up, so we're gonna do that as well. Here's the question: strength for more damage, endurance for more stamina, or more health? I think our health is lacking a little bit right now. Like, our endurance bar far exceeds our health bar. So, there's that. Right, this is the last thing we're gonna do in this episode. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to defeat this guy early on. He's interesting, very funky as a character. I had a lot of fun fighting him 1v1 in my other playthrough, but this time we're gonna use Spirit Ashes. I actually had a little bit of a delay there because I did not actually, you know, press the attack button. Okay, let's... I think we want to heal, maybe? Ow, I got the timing on that a little wrong. Oh, I hate this move so much. I'm surprised he hasn't been doing the fire breath. Because he does have a fire breath attack, as far as I know. This noble is just like so lazily like hitting him. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so a lot easier this time around, but you know, it could also simply be because I'm more experienced. Could also be because I had these nobles, you know, just swarming him, making him struggle a little bit with the, you know, with the targeting. You know, I was confusing the boss by giving him 5 other targets who could soak some damage for me. Like, it's a combination of those things. I really struggled with this boss. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was fighting him the first time around in my first walkthrough, playthrough, I was struggling because he was a little bit unpredictable to me back then, and I obviously didn't have the reach of the spear. I couldn't attack and block at the same time. And yeah, you know, my stats weren't as high either, so my damage wasn't as high because my character, the Confessor character starts out with less strength and less dexterity, so... yeah, but I think the main part was the spirit ashes and all that. So yeah, you know, if you go here and, you know, like, you're, even if you're not a very skilled player, this fight is relatively easy, I suppose. And here's some Earth Tree roots. It is definitely the roots of the Earth Tree because of the lore surrounding it. You know, people returning to the Earth Tree, and you can see that they're kind of being, you know, that they climb almost. You know, you can see that they're like climbing, and they're forming these clumps of flesh, and then they're being maybe transported back. You know, you can see that one up there is a lot further than these ones down here. And yeah, you know, once people are dying, they come here. Or maybe when they're about to die. I don't know. It's not something that I'm 100% certain of yet, but it's very interesting, and it's like a very real thing, you know. It's you can really see the cycle of death and rebirth here, you know. Once again, this thing is what lets you summon spirits. And I did not know that, so I was just confused, you know. I was like, what is with this bell? Why can I not summon anything? Blah, blah, blah. I'm probably just gonna kill this dude. I forgot there's 2. Jesus. See, this is what I mean. Like, you gotta be careful because you never know. Like, look at me right now. I don't have any health. I don't have any healing items. This dude could kill me right now. But that's the beauty of it. It rewards you for playing careful, I suppose. Oh, but yeah, this is now the last thing we do. I do wanna... I do want to read the item description on the weapon we picked up though. Causes blood loss buildup, okay. Peculiar hatchet wielded by imps. The gentle undulating forked blade is known as an imp's tongue and causes blood loss. Quick step. Skill prized by crafty and fleet of foot. Okay, so this lets us get behind enemies. I don't think we have the dexterity to wield this. Yes. But it's an interesting weapon, you know, if you have an assassin build or something, you know, it gives you a quick step and blood loss, so that's interesting. I don't think I've ever really read what's on this. A long-handled polearm that combines the function of both axe and spear. It doesn't really... I mean, you don't really use a polearm to chop the same way you would use an axe. This is a very well-designed polearm, though. Like, it's a very well-designed polearm. So basically, I would say that the polearm combines the functionality of a spear and I'm not really sure. It's a whole different thing, right? You would not normally really wield it this way, you know, like swinging it like that. But the main thing that makes a halberd good is, do you see the way the blade is angled, right? So, on top of being able to just stab people with it, obviously, the way the blade is angled is you can actually, even if you miss, you can pull it back, and then you can get a slice on the enemy as you're pulling it back. Also, you didn't see that I was awkwardly doing the motion. So like when you pull it back, you know, you have a slicing device. It's basically a spear with a blade attached on it that you can then maybe, like, you know, lay on the enemy's shoulder and just slice down or something like that. But I don't think it really is an axe. You know, you don't really use it the same way as an axe would be used. The halberd is designed differently from an axe. You know, the blade and the front is designed differently from an axe, where an axe, most of the time it has a point, so that, you know, like the force is being distributed into a point, or there's like an arch, you know, which then again you also have a point, you know, wherever you hit an enemy on that arch is your point of impact. Whereas if you look at this blade, it doesn't really work the same way, right? Because it doesn't really have a point. It's the angle of it also, you know, I forget which one is concave and what's the other one? There's concave and there is, I actually forgot, but you know, it curves inwards, which is the opposite thing of what you want from an axe, because this is not used to swing at people. It's used to, like, reach out and cut them with it, which is a very different function compared to an axe. You know, the axe is very, very different to a polearm. You can swing it at people, but I would say that you're going to do more damage with the point at the back if you're going to swing it, which is what that is for. So you have stab, you have puncture with the point of the back, and you have slicing by basically like downward slicing. You know, you're slicing toward you. And but not an axe. It is absolutely not an axe. You can use it as one, and some heads have more traditional axe heads on it, but I don't think that you'd want to swing it like an axe even then. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Obviously, you can use it however you want. As long as it's effective at killing your enemy, you're doing something right. Alright, we can level up again. We are gonna go with health. And that's the end of the episode. I want to thank y'all for watching. Peace.